In the early 4th century BCE, the Italian peninsula was a patchwork of tribes, city-states, and emerging powers. Among these, Rome was steadily rising, its ambitions fueled by a combination of military prowess, political cunning, and a relentless drive for expansion. The Roman Republic, still in its formative years, sought to consolidate its control over Latium and beyond, but its ambitions were not unchallenged. One of the most formidable obstacles in its path was the city of Falerii, the capital of the Faliscan people. The Faliscans were a proud and ancient people, closely related to the Etruscans but with a distinct identity of their own. Their city, Falerii, was strategically located on a plateau overlooking the Tiber River, surrounded by fertile lands and fortified with impressive walls. The Faliscans were known for their skilled artisans, thriving agriculture, and a fierce sense of independence. They had long resisted Roman influence, viewing the growing power of Rome as a threat to their autonomy. The tension between Rome and Falerii had been simmering for decades. The Faliscans had allied with other Etruscan cities and neighboring tribes to resist Roman expansion, but Rome's relentless campaigns in central Italy had begun to tip the balance of power. By the mid-4th century BCE, Rome had subdued many of its rivals in Latium and was turning its attention to the Faliscans. The stage was set for a decisive confrontation. The Siege of Falerii, a test of wills in 394 BCE, the Roman Senate, under the leadership of the consuls Marcus Furius Camillus and Lucius Valerius Potitus, decided to bring Falerii to heel. The Faliscans had been accused of harboring enemies of Rome and supporting anti-Roman factions in the region. Whether these accusations were true or merely a pretext for expansion mattered little. Rome was determined to assert its dominance, and Falerii stood in its way. The Roman army, led by Camillus, marched on Falerii with a force of seasoned legionaries. The Faliscans, aware of the impending attack, had fortified their city and prepared for a long siege. The walls of Falerii were formidable, and the city's defenders were confident in their ability to withstand the Roman assault. But Camillus, a veteran commander known for his strategic brilliance, had no intention of storming the city outright. Instead, he sought to break the will of the Faliscans through a combination of psychological warfare and cunning. The siege dragged on for weeks, with neither side gaining a decisive advantage. The Romans constructed siege works and attempted to undermine the city's defenses, while the Faliscans launched sorties to disrupt the Roman efforts. The stalemate seemed unbreakable, until an unexpected turn of events changed the course of the conflict. The schoolmaster's betrayal, a twist of fate within the walls of Falerii, life continued as best it could under the strain of the siege. Among the city's inhabitants was a schoolmaster tasked with educating the children of the Faliscan elite. This man, whose name has been lost to history, saw an opportunity to ingratiate himself with the Romans and secure his own safety. One day, under the guise of leading his students on a routine exercise, he escorted them outside the city walls and delivered them to the Roman camp. The schoolmaster presented the children to Camillus, declaring that he had brought them as hostages to force the surrender of Falerii. He expected to be rewarded for his treachery, but Camillus was a man of honor and principle. The Roman commander was outraged by the schoolmaster's betrayal of his own people and the exploitation of innocent children. In a dramatic display of moral integrity, Camillus ordered the schoolmaster to be stripped, bound, and returned to Falerii, along with the children. The Faliscans, witnessing this act of clemency and justice, were deeply moved. They had expected the Romans to be ruthless and merciless, but Camillus's actions demonstrated a nobility that they had not anticipated. The city's leaders, recognizing the futility of further resistance, decided to negotiate with Rome. The surrender of Falerii, a new era. The Faliscan elders approached Camillus under a flag of truce, offering to surrender the city in exchange for lenient terms. Camillus, true to his reputation as a statesman as well as a soldier, agreed to spare Falerii from destruction. The city was required to swear allegiance to Rome, pay a tribute, and provide troops for the Roman army. In return, the Faliscans were allowed to retain their customs, religion, and local governance. The surrender of Falerii marked a significant victory for Rome. The city's integration into the Roman sphere of influence strengthened Rome's position in central Italy and demonstrated its ability to subdue even the most stubborn of foes. For the Faliscans, the conquest was a bitter pill to swallow, but it also brought an end to the hardships of the siege and opened the door to a new era of cooperation with Rome. Aftermath. The legacy of the conquest. The Roman conquest of Falerii was more than just a military triumph, it was a testament to the power of strategy, diplomacy, and moral integrity. Camillus's handling of the siege earned him widespread acclaim and solidified his reputation as one of Rome's greatest leaders. His decision to reject the schoolmaster's treachery and show mercy to the Faliscans set a precedent for Roman conduct in war and diplomacy. For Falerii, the conquest was the beginning of a gradual process of Romanization. Over time, the Faliscans adopted Roman customs, laws, and language, becoming an integral part of the Roman Republic. The city itself continued to thrive, its artisans and farmers contributing to the growing wealth and stability of the region. The story of the Roman conquest of Falerii serves as a reminder of the complex interplay of power, honor, and human ambition that shaped the ancient world. It is a tale of betrayal and redemption, of conflict and reconciliation, and of the enduring legacy of Rome's rise to dominance. Epilogue: The lessons of history. The Roman conquest of Falerii is more than just a historical event, it is a story rich with lessons for future generations. It highlights the importance of leadership, the power of moral integrity, and the complexities of human nature. Camillus's actions remind us that even in the midst of war, there is room for compassion and justice. The Faliscans' eventual integration into Rome underscores the transformative power of diplomacy and cooperation. As the Roman Republic continued to expand, the conquest of Falerii became a stepping stone in its journey toward becoming a Mediterranean superpower. The city's story, though often overshadowed by larger conflicts, remains a poignant chapter in the annals of history, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring legacy of Rome.